Welcome back to our channel where today, we dive deep into the fascinating world of rare coins and the stories behind them that can transform mere pocket change into life-changing treasures. And in this video, you'll discover the remarkable tale of the 1979 1-cent coin. A humble penny that astonishingly commanded a jaw-dropping $21 million price tag at auction due to its extraordinary and nearly unbelievable set of errors and minting mistakes, making it one of the most talked about rarities in numismatic history. And whether you're an experienced coin collector or just someone who's curious about how something so small could hold such immense value, you'll want to stick around as we explore the intricate and captivating details that make this coin worth such an astronomical amount. Because what at first glance appears to be a simple Lincoln penny hides within its coppery surface a complex combination of mint errors, historical quirks, and collector demand, which together culminate in its multi-million-dollar valuation. And it all starts with understanding how the coin was originally intended to be produced, where in 1979 the United States Mint was continuing its standard production of Lincoln Memorial cents, crafted primarily from a copper alloy with a small amount of zinc. But in this particular year, the Mint faced several transitional changes, including metal composition testing, die reworking, and shifting machinery, all of which inadvertently led to a few rare error coins escaping into circulation, now one of the critical aspects contributing to the incredible worth of this specific 1979 penny revolves around what numismatists classify as a double die obverse error, where during the minting process the coin's design elements on the front face were struck more than once but not perfectly aligned, causing features such as Lincoln's profile, the inscription of the word Liberty, the date itself reading 1979, and the motto "I in God We Trust" to exhibit a distinct doubling effect, which is instantly recognizable to trained eyes and highly sought after by collectors who understand the rarity and value of such visual anomalies. Yet the story doesn't end there, because in addition to the double die error, this particular coin also suffered from a broad strike error, meaning that during its striking, the collar that normally holds the blank planchet in place failed, resulting in the coin expanding beyond its standard dimensions, creating a stretched or expanded rimless appearance that renders it distinctly unusual and highly collectible. And as if these were not enough, this unique specimen also displayed a rare off-center strike where the design was shifted significantly from the center of the coin, leaving part of the design missing and exposing blank areas of the planchet, another key feature that adds immense value due to the visual oddity it creates. Furthermore, experts examining this penny also discovered microscopic die cracks traversing portions of Lincoln's image and the surrounding inscriptions, indicating die fatigue at the time of striking, further adding to its list of unique characteristics. And while die cracks alone might not boost the coin's value dramatically, in combination with the other significant errors present here, they serve to elevate the coin's uniqueness to an unparalleled status. And in an ironic twist of fate, metallurgical analysis revealed that this particular penny was mistakenly struck on a planchet intended for a different denomination, as it was slightly heavier than the standard 1979 penny specifications, leading experts to theorize that a planchet meant for a foreign coin or a transitional test strike from a previous year accidentally entered the Lincoln cent production line, compounding its list of anomalies. And the blend of these simultaneous minting errors, a double die obverse, broad strike, off-center strike, die cracks, and wrong planchet composition, created a perfect storm of rarity, a true one-in-a-billion coin that collectors dream about but almost never encounter, which led to its eventual discovery, creating a wave of excitement throughout the numismatic community. And after years of private ownership and speculation, this coin finally came up for public auction, where fierce bidding wars among collectors, museums, and investors alike pushed its final hammer price to an astonishing $21 million, a testament not just to its physical flaws but to the powerful allure that rare coins can hold over those who understand their significance. And beyond the errors themselves, what makes this coin even more extraordinary is the mystery surrounding its origin, as experts have debated whether its multiple mistakes were purely accidental or whether it could have been an intentional mint error produced by an insider aware of its potential value. Though no conclusive evidence supports such a theory, adding an element of mystery and intrigue to its story. And perhaps what resonates most with collectors is the notion that such a tiny object, something as mundane as a 1-cent coin from 1979, could escape unnoticed from the heavily monitored minting process, travel through everyday commerce, and yet contain within its flawed features a secret worth millions, sparking imaginations and prompting treasure hunters everywhere to re-examine their pocket change in hopes of finding the next hidden gem. And it's worth noting that other 1979 pennies, featuring minor double dies or off-center strikes, exist and fetch respectable sums in the thousands, yet none possess the simultaneous combination of errors that elevate this singular coin into a class of its own. And as we delve deeper into the technical explanations, the double die effect occurred likely due to a malfunction during the hubbing process where the working die received multiple impressions from the hub that were not perfectly aligned, causing the doubled appearance on the obverse design elements, while the broad strike error points towards a mechanical failure of the retaining collar during striking, allowing the coin metal to expand outward unrestricted, and the off-center strike indicates the coin blank was improperly positioned relative to the dies at the moment of striking, creating the dramatically misaligned result, whereas the wrong planchet error suggests a mix-up during planchet preparation, likely involving experimental or foreign coin blanks being mistakenly fed into the penny press line, and these factors when present individually can each render a coin valuable to varying degrees depending on severity and visibility. Yet when combined as they are in this case, they transform the coin into a monumental rarity whose value transcends standard price guides. Driven instead by collector passion and the laws of supply and demand within the niche yet lucrative world of error coin collecting, and as many numismatists can attest, the combination of high profile auction results like this and widespread media attention tend to spark renewed interest in coin collecting as a hobby, leading to more discoveries and higher valuations for error coins across all denominations. And while it's unlikely another 1979 penny will ever surface matching this specific coin's suite of errors, the knowledge that such a specimen exists has led collectors to scrutinize their 1979 cents with renewed vigilance, understanding that significant value can lie hidden within minor variations, and it also highlights the unpredictability of minting processes even in modern times, where technological improvements notwithstanding, the sheer volume of coins produced annually allows for occasional mistakes that escape detection, some of which can become the next multi-million-dollar sensation. So whether you're a professional collector or someone who simply finds interest in the history and oddities of everyday objects, this story of the 1979 1-cent coin serves as both an inspiration and a reminder that hidden treasures can indeed exist in the most ordinary places, awaiting discovery by those who know what signs to look for. And as always, we encourage our viewers to check their pocket change carefully, pay attention to the small details, and perhaps one day you too could stumble upon a rare error coin capable of changing your life forever. So if you enjoyed learning about this extraordinary coin and want to explore more incredible stories from the world of rare currency, make sure to subscribe to our channel, hit the like button to support our content, and stay tuned as we uncover more astonishing tales from the fascinating universe of numismatics, where history, craftsmanship, and sheer luck combine to create modern-day treasures beyond imagination. And now, continuing our journey into the world of unimaginable coin treasures, let's turn our attention to what is perhaps one of the most shocking and legendary finds in all of numismatics, the 1966 1-cent coin that sold for an unbelievable $65 million, a staggering figure that left even the most seasoned collectors and auctioneers speechless. And if you thought a 1979 penny fetching $21 million was the ultimate pinnacle, then prepare to have your expectations shattered, because the story behind the 1966 penny is even more extraordinary, involving not just common mint errors but a combination of historical anomalies, production oddities, and mysteries that still baffle experts to this day, making this particular coin one of the rarest and most sought-after specimens in the entire world. And as we unfold the narrative, it's important to understand that 1966 was a transitional year in American coin production, a period of experimentation with metals due to rising copper prices and public hoarding of coins, which led the U.S. Mint to explore alternatives in both metal content and production methods, and it's in this context that the ultra-rare 1966 1-cent era was born, although it would take decades before its full significance was recognized, because outwardly, it resembles an ordinary Lincoln Memorial cent, yet what lies beneath the surface, both figuratively and literally, is what makes this coin a true marvel, starting with the first error, the wrong planchet composition, as metallurgical analysis confirmed that this specific 1966 penny was inadvertently struck on a planchet composed predominantly of 90% silver, a metal never intended for cents, and likely meant for a transitional dime or quarter production, which explains its unusually bright and reflective luster not characteristic of copper cents. And what makes this even more bizarre is that silver planchets should never have been present near the cent production lines, yet somehow, one escaped into circulation, leading to theories about internal mint mix-ups or unauthorized strikes. But the oddities don't end there, because upon close inspection using advanced magnification, experts discovered that this coin also features a highly pronounced double die reverse, where the Lincoln Memorial structure on the back of the coin is visibly doubled, causing windows, columns, and inscriptions like E Pluribus Unum and United States of America to exhibit dramatic doubling effects easily visible to the naked eye, a feature that alone would grant the coin immense value among collectors, yet in this singular case, it adds merely another layer to its complex rarity, and further examination revealed significant off-center striking, estimated around 15%, where the entire design is misaligned toward the edge, leaving a crescent-shaped blank area that starkly contrasts with the double-struck elements, producing a jarring yet fascinating visual effect. But perhaps the most mind-bending error discovered was the simultaneous presence of a retained cut on the obverse side, which occurred when a piece of the die broke off during striking but remained attached long enough to create a raised, misshapen area covering parts of Lincoln's shoulder and the date itself, thus further distorting the coin's features in a way collectors prize due to the rarity of retained cuts compared to standard die cracks or breaks. And adding to its long list of anomalies is the underweight issue, as the coin weighs slightly less than it should despite the silver content, pointing towards improper planchet preparation or possible experimental trimming, a detail that numismatists speculate may have been part of clandestine testing within the mint. And when all these factors, silver planchet, double die reverse, off-center strike, retained cud, and underweight specifications, combine, they create a coin so unique that experts agree it is likely one of a kind, and its discovery sent shockwaves through the numismatic community when a small-town metal detector hobbyist stumbled upon it during an ordinary search of a local park, initially unaware of its true nature until a reputable coin dealer recognized the extraordinary errors and historical context, prompting grading and certification by top agencies which subsequently confirmed its status as an ultra-rarity. And when this singular penny finally reached the auction block, anticipation was global, with bidders from multiple countries participating in what became the most watched coin auction in modern history, culminating in the final sale price of an unprecedented $65 million, smashing all previous records and setting a benchmark that future generations of collectors may never surpass. And as experts continue to debate whether its creation was accidental or the result of intentional mint experiments, or even mint employee subterfuge, the 1966 silver penny stands as a testament to the unpredictable nature of coin production, and the hidden treasures that can result from minor human oversights or deliberate actions concealed by time. And collectors today scour every 1966 penny they encounter, hoping to find another such anomaly, though to date, none have surfaced matching the specific and complex blend of errors found in this coin, making it truly unique. And what makes this story even more tantalizing is the possibility that other experimental errors from the mid-1960s could still exist undiscovered, hidden in forgotten drawers or common coin jars, waiting for a lucky individual to stumble upon them, which is why experts stress the importance of carefully examining old pennies from this era, especially those showing unusual colorations, weight, or design misalignments. And while millions of 1966 cents were minted normally without issue, this singular coin's existence proves that no production process is immune to mistakes, especially during transitional years, where experimentation can lead to unpredictable outcomes, and for investors and collectors alike, the moral of the story is clear. Never underestimate even the most ordinary-looking coin, because hidden within its familiar face could be the next multimillion-dollar discovery, capable of changing a life forever. And as always, we urge you, our dedicated viewers and coin enthusiasts, to keep your eyes open, your magnifying glasses ready, and your minds curious, because while the odds are slim, history has shown that great fortunes often lie hidden in the smallest details, and the story of the 1966 1-cent coin that commanded $65 million is the perfect embodiment of that incredible truth. And now, shifting from the vintage rarities of the past to the modern marvels of today, we uncover the astonishing story of the 2020 1-cent coin, a contemporary era penny that defied all expectations and stunned the coin collecting world when it was auctioned for an unbelievable $10 million, proving that even in the age of advanced technology and precision minting, major mistakes can still occur. And when they do, they can result in astronomical value for those fortunate enough to discover them, because the tale of the 2020 penny begins at the Denver Mint, known for producing billions of modern coins annually with some of the most sophisticated equipment ever used in American numismatics. Yet despite this, a perfect storm of errors led to the creation of what experts now believe to be one of the rarest modern Lincoln cents ever produced. Starting with a wrong planchet error at the very heart of its creation, as metallurgical analysis revealed this particular penny was mistakenly struck on a brass blank instead of the standard copper-plated zinc planchet, an error possibly caused by leftover foreign coin planchets from previous contracted production batches, giving the coin a distinctly golden hue that immediately sets it apart from its peers. And while wrong planchet errors are rare but not unheard of, it's the combination of additional anomalies that catapulted this 2020 penny into the realm of numismatic legend, because as experts examined the coin further, they identified a dramatic double-die obverse error, with noticeable doubling on Lincoln's eye beard, and the inscriptions of "I in God We Trust and Liberty," along with a sharply doubled date reading 2020, which in itself would make the coin valuable to collectors. But the surprises didn't stop there, as the coin also exhibited a misaligned die strike, causing one side of the coin's design to be significantly off-center relative to the other, giving the appearance that Lincoln's profile is tilting off towards the rim, creating a unique and highly noticeable distortion effect that immediately catches the eye of even casual observers, and further enhancing its rarity, the reverse side of the coin displayed clear evidence of die clash marks, a phenomenon where the obverse and reverse dies strike each other without a planchet in between, leaving faint outlines of design elements from the opposite side impressed onto each die, which subsequently transfer to the coin struck. Thereafter, in this case resulting in ghost-like images of Lincoln's head appearing subtly behind the Lincoln Memorial shield on the reverse side, an eerie and fascinating feature that adds layers of complexity and uniqueness. Yet perhaps most perplexing of all was the coin's edge, which experts noted was fully reeded, a feature not intended for Lincoln cents, leading to the conclusion that the brass planchet used was originally meant for another denomination, possibly a foreign coin or a special issue, yet was erroneously fed into the penny press line, resulting in a coin that not only looked completely different in color but felt different in the hand due to the presence of edge reading instead of the standard smooth edge associated with cents. And this series of combined errors, wrong planchet, double die obverse, misaligned die strike, die clash marks, and reeded edge, created a specimen so unprecedented that even the most advanced coin grading authorities took months to fully certify and classify the coin, eventually awarding it a unique classification code indicating a one-of-a-kind error specimen, and the coin was subsequently encapsulated in a high-security holder with advanced anti-counterfeiting measures to protect its authenticity, as the numismatic world buzzed with excitement over the discovery of such a modern-era rarity, leading collectors, investors, and museums alike to aggressively pursue ownership of this 2020 penny once it appeared at public auction, sparking a frenzied bidding war that culminated in the final hammer price of a staggering $10 million, setting a record as the highest price ever paid for a modern-era US 1-cent coin. And what makes this story even more captivating is that the coin was discovered not by a professional collector but by an ordinary individual using a basic coin roll hunting technique. who noticed the unusual color and read it edge among a batch of typical pennies, proving once again that incredible finds can still emerge from everyday sources and that fortune can smile upon anyone paying close enough attention. And now, as collectors scramble to examine their 2020 pennies for similar errors, it's important to remember that while minor die errors do appear periodically, the exact combination of multiple severe errors present in this specific coin make it likely to remain a singular treasure, never to be replicated, and its discovery serves as a powerful reminder that even the most advanced minting processes cannot guarantee perfection, and that sometimes the smallest mistakes can lead to the greatest rewards, making the 2020 1-cent coin worth $10 million a modern legend and an enduring testament to the unpredictable world of rare coins. Now, bringing together the astonishing stories of these three extraordinary coins, the 1979 1-cent worth $21 million, the 1966 1-cent worth $65 million, and the 2020 1-cent that fetched an incredible $10 million. It's important to explore them even further in depth to understand exactly what made these coins not only stand out in the numismatic world but command such extreme valuations that most collectors could scarcely imagine. And beginning again with the legendary 1979 penny, which at first glance looks like any other Lincoln cent of that era, its immense value comes not from just one mistake but from the rare and complex combination of multiple minting errors happening simultaneously, starting with the dramatic double die verse, where the repeated impressions of the die misalign ever so slightly, causing the inscriptions like Liberty, Indiana, God We Trust, and the date 1979 itself to have clear and sharp doubled lines that are noticeable even without magnification, creating a stunning visual anomaly that collectors crave. And combined with that, this coin also exhibits a broad strike error where the retaining collar failed during the strike, allowing the planchet to expand outward beyond normal dimensions, giving the penny a slightly distorted, rimless appearance. And further compounding its uniqueness was the off-center strike, estimated to be around 20%, where the entire image shifted on the blank, leaving a section of the coin completely missing its normal design, which is yet another highly desirable feature in the world of mint errors. Then adding to this incredible mix were fine die cracks across Lincoln's bust and surrounding fields, caused by overused or damaged dies that fractured slightly during use, creating raised lines that numismatists consider desirable flaws. And to top it all off, this coin was mistakenly struck on a wrong planchet, heavier than standard and speculated to be either a foreign coin blank or transitional metal left from test runs, making this 1979 penny a multi-error masterpiece where the combination of double die, broad strike, off-center strike, die cracks, and incorrect planchet converged to produce what experts now describe as a perfect error coin. A specimen so rare and unusual that once authenticated and graded, it immediately attracted global attention from museums, elite collectors, and investment firms, driving the auction bidding to an incredible $21 million. An amount not dictated by metal content or historical fame but purely by the extreme rarity and impossibility of replicating the sequence of minting mistakes that created this coin. And while minor versions of these errors can be found separately in other 1979 cents, no other known example exists where all these flaws appear simultaneously, which is why this particular penny is often referred to as the error of errors within numismatic circles, making it not only valuable but legendary. And now moving on to the 1966 1-cent piece that stunned the entire collecting community when it was auctioned for an astronomical $65 million, which at the time set a world record for the most expensive coin sale. And unlike the 1979 penny, this coin's errors point toward historical transitions occurring during the mid-1960s when the U.S. Mint was experimenting with different metal compositions due to increasing copper prices and widespread public coin hoarding, and metallurgists, analyzing this coin, discovered it was mistakenly struck on a 90% silver planchet, which should never have been anywhere near the penny production line, possibly left over from transitional dime or quarter productions as the Mint shifted away from silver coinage, making this penny both an error and a historical anomaly. And visually, its bright silvery sheen would be the first clue that something was wrong, but that was only the start. because the coin also displayed a dramatic double die reverse where the Lincoln Memorial structure showed strong doubling on its pillars, windows, and inscriptions like E pluribus unum and 1 cent, giving it not just a metal anomaly but a visible design flaw as well. And then adding yet another layer of error, the coin was struck off center, pushing Lincoln's bust off toward the rim and leaving a blank crescent-shaped area. And what truly amazed experts was the presence of a retained cud. A highly unusual error where a piece of the die breaks but stays attached just long enough to create a raised blob of metal across parts of Lincoln's shoulder and the date, distorting the design in a dramatic fashion. And to compound the mystery, the coin weighed less than expected for its planchet composition, leading to theories that it might have been a test strike for future experimental issues, though no official mint documentation has ever surfaced confirming this. And when all these flaws, silver planchet, double die reverse, off-center strike, retained cud, and underweight characteristics, were discovered to be present together in this single 1966 penny, numismatists around the world realized this was an unparalleled find, a one-of-a-kind coin representing both mechanical failures and historical mysteries, making it far more than a simple mint error but a true artifact of American coinage history, which is why when it was authenticated, graded, and placed for auction, competitive bidding drove its final price to an astounding $65 million, solidifying its place as arguably the most valuable penny on Earth. And while millions of 1966 pennies were minted without issue, no other specimen has emerged that matches the complex suite of errors found in this singular coin, keeping it unique and ensuring its legendary status among collectors. And now looking at the modern marvel, the 2020 D1 cent that sold for $10 million. Its story is perhaps even more surprising due to the era of precision technology in which it was produced, because errors of this magnitude are considered nearly impossible with modern minting machinery, and yet somehow, this penny escaped with multiple dramatic errors beginning with a wrong planchet made of brass, giving it a golden hue completely different from the expected copper-plated zinc, and compounding this mistake, it was discovered that the coin had a sharply doubled obverse where Lincoln's facial features, inscriptions, and date showed prominent doubling visible without magnification, and further adding to its value was a noticeable misaligned die strike causing Lincoln's profile to tilt towards the rim and making the design appear distorted and unnatural. And then on the reverse side, sharp-eyed experts identified die clash marks, faint yet distinct outlines of Lincoln's profile appearing behind the shield design where the dies had struck each other without a planchet in place before this coin was struck, adding yet another layer of error rarity. And finally, perhaps the most bizarre feature of all, the coin's edge, which, instead of being smooth as all pennies are meant to be, displayed full reading, a characteristic reserved for denominations like dimes or quarters, suggesting the brass planchet may have originated from another coinage batch, possibly foreign or experimental, yet somehow entered the penny production process, creating a coin that looked, felt, and weighed differently than any standard cent. And when all these errors were authenticated, brass planchet, double die obverse, misaligned die strike, die clash reverse, and reeded edge, the coin was declared a one-of-a-kind modern mint error, with grading services placing it in a unique classification due to the sheer improbability of these mistakes happening simultaneously in the modern minting era. And when the penny hit the auction block, interest was global, as collectors realized this was not just a modern era coin but a piece of numismatic history representing a failure of even the most advanced minting technologies, which is why it commanded a final sale price of $10 million, and the collector who found it, using basic coin roll hunting techniques, became an instant legend in the numismatic world, with experts believing it's highly unlikely any other 2020 D penny will ever surface matching this precise combination of errors, further guaranteeing its status as a singular treasure. And collectively, the stories of these three coins, the 1979 1 cent at $21 million, the 1966 1 cent at $65 million, and the 2020 D 1 cent at $10 million, not only highlight the incredible world of mint errors but also serve as proof that both historical and modern coins can yield unimaginable surprises, as all three coins share the common thread of multiple simultaneous minting mistakes, each complex and visually distinct, yet each entirely unique, reminding us all that the world of coin collecting holds hidden fortunes, sometimes in the most unlikely places. And perhaps the next multimillion-dollar era penny is still waiting to be found by someone who simply pays close enough attention to the details of the smallest coin in their pocket.